they seem like to be extra happy coolies now that they've got the tank to themselves. Counted 4 that have been active and swimming around all day. Right now there's just those 2. So I wonder if they would just like more of a tank to themselves. All they did was hide with the rainbows in there. Hey everyone, welcome back. As I was talking before, I wanted to move some of the Cory Fry into the 10-gallon quarantine tank. Currently it has 4 Kuhli Loaches in it, which have been super active this last week since I took out the rainbows. So I ordered pre-filter sponges from Aquarium Co-op, and they have a hole all the way through here, and so I just stuffed a little bit of filter media or filter sponge in that bottom hole, and we're going to put it on the intake of this after I clean it. So my least favorite thing about Aquarium filters is the you can see that the motor has a tendency to come unclipped, and so I need to did that last night or in the last couple days. So I'm going to pull that, clean the impeller, and get it restarted. Okay, I'll check back in a little bit. So I should have rinsed out the whole canister, the whole unit when I got it restarted, so it spit out a bunch of stuff that had settled in the filter. But the you can see it back here, the sponge is on. That is the medium size pre-filter sponge from Aquarium Co-op, and it literally the height of it and the height of the intake part of this filter is about the same, just a little bit different. So that just that little piece of cotton that I'd stuck up, not cotton, but polyfill that I stuck up in the bottom hole is the only difference. So that whole entire section is intake. And I know if you watch Cory's videos, he says to you know, only put them up to the top part and leave the bottom open, but that literally fit the whole thing. And this is an Aquarium designed for a 10-gallon setup. It's the one that comes with the 10-gallon setup. So not sure if that's really what I would consider a medium size pre-filter sponge, because I would think when I was ordering, you know, they don't really have dimensions. They have dimensions, but it's hard to pre-visualize dimensions when you're ordering online. So I ordered a medium thinking I should be good from anywhere from between like a 10 and a filter that fits a 40-gallon, which I think it will. It's about the same size that I'll need for the AquaClear 50 over here. But again, it's going to just barely fit. There's not going to be a ton of extra filter space, but I am excited to have a black one instead of this white eyesore. You can see how much better that black one blends into the other tank. And as 90% of the time when AquaClears go down, if you watched my last video and I was replacing this one, I was able to save it. Just snails had gotten in the impeller and it just needed to be cleaned out, and it is running again. So I have a spare AquaClear that I may actually put on the new shell dweller tank, because that just has sponge filters, which is plenty of biological media. I just like some sort of mechanical to help take out particles, especially as I'm trying to get rid of this blackbeard algae in this tank. I thought, you know, it would be nice if as that kind of dies off and melts off, I could get that out, and it will also help with more surface agitation, which will limit the amount of duckweed growth. So I'm going to give this a little bit of time to just get those particles refiltered out, and then I'm going to move over some baby Corys. I'll check back in a little bit. Alright, so I got about 20 Cory Fry. They're about 3 or 4 weeks old now, which we are going to move as an experiment to the 10-gallon quarantine. Again, there's 4 Kuhli Loaches in here. I was watching them. Their mouths are super tiny. I really don't think they're gonna bug the Cory Fry unless the Cory Fry are sick or dying. So this is an experiment. Normally I wouldn't pour water from one tank to another, but there's nothing wrong with the quarantine water, and this tank is fine. So it's just easier for transfer. So now we see there, this tank has a bunch of mulm in it, so hopefully that'll provide lots of starter foods or foods for the Corys to munch on. And of course I will keep feeding this tank. I will start feeding it the microworms as well as the other about half of the fry that are still in the 2.5 gallon. So we're not putting all our eggs in one basket or all our fry in one tank, as you might say. So we've got, this guy's already starting to check out stuff. They do have lots of hiding spaces. The coolies tend to hang out behind this filter back here. So I will keep you guys updated. Meanwhile, cuteness alert, baby fish. They are pretty dang cute. It's gonna be harder to photograph them in this tank though. But hopefully they like it. Alright, I'll keep you guys updated. Later. Okay, bonus footage. I put some white worms in here because I got my cultures going again. And they are so giant compared to the fry. So most likely I will be pulling them out later, feeding them to the big fish, but I thought it was pretty hilarious just how small fry are. When I feel like they're so big, and they feel like they're getting so big, but still the white worm, which is not even that big of a live worm, it's very tiny. So the last half are in here. Hopefully that will take some of the bio load off of this tank as well, and we can test which grows fry better. All right, have a great week. Fish, bird, fish, fish, cat. Barely see her.